Good morning, children. Good morning, students. Yesterday, we have seen the early life of this protagonist, of this young girl, and in order to go ahead, let us have the revision on whatever the things, whatever the material, whatever the points we have seen yesterday. Our reading, the portion through which we have gone yesterday, contained two parts: early life, and second part, determination of the little girl to lead normal life. Of course, this is the part of revision. First, we underline the revision A section, that is early life of Aline or Aline's early life. She awakes a farmer. She awakes from the rural area. She awakes from Scotland. She is Scottish. She is a daughter of a farmer, but she was short of hearing capacity. She could not hear. But the fact is that she did not conceal, she did not allow other people to know her disability. She had concealed it, she had hidden it. But this inability of hearing power, the mother spotted it. It was, in short, it was her mother who had realized that her little daughter could not hear. Of course, that was an occasion when she called her in. She did not respond, and a mother is a mother, she is a teacher, she is a principal, she is a guide, she is a mentor, she knows everything of her sons and daughter. She understood, she realized that her daughter Ellen was not able to listen. And when this happened, she was hardly 8-year-old girl. Now actually, when the problem was clear, the problem was known to the family, she was taken to the specialist who had pointed out that her weakness, her handicap was due to the gradual nerve damage. And as soon as she realized that she was dead, second point, she determined, she made up her mind, she had decision. She was not, in the beginning, she thought that the whole world become black. But immediately she recovered herself and made up her mind to lead a normal life. While she decided to lead the normal life, one day an incident had taken place. She saw a little girl who was playing on xylophone, and as soon as she caught sight of that girl playing on xylophone, she made up her mind that she would try to learn that musical instrument. And now, when she declared this to her friend, all of made a fun of her. Even a few teachers were there who discouraged her. percussionist encouraged her. He spotted her potential and advised her to listen, to sense, to feel, not by heart, not by ear, but by her physical or body. Leave on that. This was about the revision. Today we should go further. And here page number 80, paragraph 4. See, I am reading to you. Revision. Early life. Okay. Where she realized the world become blind for her. Second, she decided to lead a normal life. And now let us go forward. She never looked back. From that point onward, she toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra. And by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the Academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. At the end of 3-year course, she had captured most of the top reward. Now, if you have any new words in this paragraph, please ask me. I think there is not a new word to you, and that's why let me explain this paragraph to you. Now, as a youngster, she joined orchestra of budding musician, and she went all over the world. Especially, she had visited UK, United Kingdom, with so many young people at the age of 16, and she had given audition to RAM. RAM is Royal Academy for Music. She had given the audition. And boys, for your surprise, for your kind information, she got a record-breaking mark in that playing music of xylophone. In this way, she stood and broke all the records. And now she started the program along with his colleagues, but later on, she got herself separated from that group of orchestra and she started her program of giving solo performances. And now let me ask you with this question that how did she start her journey? As a musician. Come on, I will read this paragraph to you again so you will understand this. She never looked back. From that point onwards, she toured United Kingdom with the youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, when she joined the orchestra, she was hardly 16. She had decided to make music her life. See, this is the decision. She decided to make the music her life because after that, music was only her life. And you can make the formula. Music is equal to Alin and Alin is equal to music. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks, record-breaking mark in the history of the academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performance. At the end of 3-year course, she had captured most of the top of award. In this way, we have seen the fourth paragraph, and let me go forward to the fifth paragraph. See, I will read this passage to you, and if any new words come across while reading, then please ask me the meaning of that new word. And for all this, Alin won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. Very good quotation. If you work hard, very necessary, and know where you are going, you will get that. See, I am repeating it. If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get that. And she got right to the top. The world most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some thousand instruments and a hectic international schedule. It's a very short paragraph. Now she became the master of that world, and she decided, and here she said that she worked very sincerely. She knew what she was doing very honestly, and that's why naturally, as she knew where she was going and what she was doing, she had achieved what she expected, what she wanted, and what she desired for. Now, how did Alin get what she desired for? Again, I will read this fifth paragraph to you and try to understand. And for all this, Alin won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. And she got right to the top. The world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some thousand instruments and hectic international schedule. Now she became solo musician. She became master after doing hard work, and now and one thing more I want to add to it. She could play 1,000 different hectic kind of musical instruments, not 2 or 3, just like tabla and harmonium and all this, bassari and all these things. But she could play, or she was able to play, or she was able to handle, she was able to play on at least 1,000 difficult musical instruments. Page number 18, paragraph 6. It is intriguing. The meaning is given there. It is intriguing, it is very curious to watch Alin function so effortlessly without hearing. In our 2 hours discussion, She never missed a word. And what? Men with bushy beard give me trouble. She laughed. It is not just watching the lip, it is the whole face, especially the eyes. She was afraid of the persons who had a beard because she could not understand what they were feeling about her music because she had to watch the whole face of that listener or audience. She speak flawlessly with Scottish lead. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11, she said, but that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French, master basic Japanese. Not only she was a master of all 1000 musical instruments, but she learned to speak French. She has learned French. She has learned Japanese with hard work, and she was very fluent in Scottish or in all languages. At least she could speak without any difficulty as that Scottish language, and she could speak language. She made it very clear. She was able to speak these all three languages, Scottish, Japanese and French, because just like a 1-year child, she went on listening to a different languages, and after listening to all the different languages, she had the mastery over all these languages, Scottish, French and Japanese. Now, seventh paragraph. As far as music is concerned, she explained, it powers it through every part of my body. It tingles in skin, my cheekbones and in my hair. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into the fingertip. By leaning against the drum, she can feel the resonances flowing into her body. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibrations pass through her bare feet and up her legs. Not surprisingly, Ellen delights her audience. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Says Master Percussionist James Blader, God may have taken her hearing, but has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels. What we hear, she feels. For more deeply than any of us, that is why she expresses music so beautifully. In this way, she became a master of music. And now, Erin confesses that she is something of a workaholic. I have just got to work, often harder and classical music, but the rewards are enormous. Apart from the regular concern, Erin also gives the concern in prison and hospitals. She also gives high priority to the classes of young musicians and wrestling of the Beethoven Fund for the Deaf Children. Say she is shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they can not go. Ellen Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. She has brought her percussion to the front of orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped people who look to her and say, if she can do it, I can. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to the millions. So this is the contribution she made to the handicaps or disabled students. I think you might have understood the life of this little girl. And now, as it is, let me ask you to collect more information about her life and contribution. Thank you.